What's up, guys? Welcome back to Starting Out Solitary. It's week 259, and this week the prompt is there power in secrecy? And my answer is absolutely. Now, this is something I wouldn't say I struggle with, but it's something that I think about from time to time with regard to my own personal YouTube channel, because I share a lot on there. I'm kind of two minds about this. I believe that there are some things that are sacred and secret between an individual and their god or goddess or whatever it is. That's just for them. I also believe that sometimes there's spell work that it's just better not to talk about for whatever reason. Like, I actually have a spell video on my channel where I am doing a spell, and I do a voiceover, and I kind of talk a little bit about the energy, like the situation behind the spell. But I don't actually tell everybody exactly what I'm doing. I'm just letting you watch. And if you figure out what's going on, you figure out what's going on. But I don't lay out exactly what ingredients I'm using or what I'm using them for or what exactly this is about, what the intention is, nothing, because I didn't want to. I didn't mind sharing that I was doing it, but the exact specifics of it, I didn't want to share. However, I have flat out shared in great detail certain spells that I've done on my channel. This is why I'm of two minds about it. I feel like that there are certain things that I need to share with the world, with other witches, to empower them, really, if possible. I mean, they may, you might see something on my channel and it's nothing for you. But if even one person gets empowered and is able to see something in a way, experience something in a way that is more empowering and more fulfilling and whatever for them, then that's good enough for me, right? So I do share a lot on my channel, and I'm just an open person. I'm an open book. I don't have secrets, really. I have very few secrets at all. And even them, they're not, it's just I don't talk about it. It's not that it's a secret. I don't know. I'm not a secretive person. I'm not a private person. I'm an open book for the world to see, pretty much. So whatever. But having said that, there are definitely things in my path and my practice that I don't share. There are some things that I share only with my husband, and there's a few of those. And then there's something I don't share at all, just with nobody. And again, it's more just because I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. It's not even that it's a secret. It's just it either shouldn't be talked about for whatever reason, or it just doesn't need to be. Nope, it's not the right time or place or what have you. And then it's just not talked about. There are a lot of reasons why secrecy could be important. The ones that jump to my mind automatically are, other people knowing about what it is you're doing or you believe or whatever, and not believing, detracting from that somehow. I don't really find that to be much of a problem. I don't really care. You don't have to believe what I believe. Like, you have no power over me. Like, I am sovereign in my own power. Like, you mean nothing unless I want you to, right? So for the most part, that doesn't bother me. There are occasions where that might be the case, where particularly something is new and it's blossoming, and I don't need anybody else's BS, their disbelief, their negativity, their whatever. I don't need them looking down on what it is I'm doing and messing with my mind. But if I'm locked in and I'm good, I don't care. You're not going to affect me. Another reason would be just the power that can exist in a secret, in something secret and sacred like that. There can be, in my mind, a great power in having something all to yourself. An example of this would be a sacred name. For me, words have power. So why would you want to have something that, let's say it's a name that your god or goddess gave you? Why would you want that in the hands of anyone else for any reason? I wouldn't want other people to be able to use that name of power against me somehow. Of course, not everyone's going to believe in that kind of thing, and that's fine, but I do. And even though I said you know, outside forces don't have power over me and their negativity or whatever you want to call it toward what I'm doing, you know, I'm not worried about that. There would be times when I would, I guess. And it's not that I'd be worried about it. It's just that I get intuitive hits and it's like, oh, you don't need to talk about this. And I don't really question what that means. I just know, oh, I don't need to talk about that. And again, there's a reason for that. Whatever it is, for it to be at its pure essence, at its pure power, it needs to be secret. It needs to be something that's not really talked about. It's not something I personally give a lot of thought to. I either can talk about something or I can't. And I just know that within me. And I don't really honestly usually think about why I can't talk about it. I do not talk about on social media, I do not talk about the way I gather graveyard dirt. And that's not because it's a secret. I just feel like that's not the right platform to share that information. Like, I don't share that information openly with most people. And that's, again, it's not because it's just, I get that inner knowing whenever I think about sharing it, that either it's okay to do it or it's not. And I don't really think about why, honestly. It's just how it is. So for me, there is power in secrecy. There is an importance in not speaking sometimes and keeping things to oneself. But I don't really usually think deeply into why that is. I just intuitively go about it. Either it's okay or it's not okay. And I will share every stinking thing that's okay to share because, again, I want to give what I've got to anybody who needs it. But there are some things that I have to keep to myself. They're just for me or for, you know, the very inner circle that I have. I know witches who feel like, you know, they're all about the witch's pyramid and like they're not speaking. They don't talk about much of anything when it comes to their magic and their practice or whatever. And that's fine too. That's great. That's just not my personal path. So, you know, this is all long and drawn out, but basically, yes, there is power in secrecy. If you choose secrecy, there is a power in that. There absolutely is. And in some cases, it's absolutely necessary. I don't know that I explained the way I think or feel about this very articulately. It may be confusing and convoluted, and if so, I apologize. This is how my brain works. There are certain things that I'll question to the nth degree, and there are other things that they just resonate within me, and I just feel it, and I don't really think about it. I just do it. I just go for it. It took me many years to get to that place, but I'm definitely here and that's how I exist. So sorry if this isn't a very good video in that regard, with regard to the topic. At any rate, I'm going to stop talking now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And until next time, much love and gratitude.